Oh, I cannot even begin to express how much I hate these people, the left, and everything that it represents. And I've been studying them for so long, and so have you. You're an expert, and I already know what they're going to say. I can finish their sentences for them. And so this is what interests me very much. So I'm very interested in the peaceful protests theme. And I'll just try to tell this quickly. When I was young and I was studying Holocaust denial, and I was fascinated by it, like why? What do these people really want? And the more I studied Holocaust denial, I began to realize that these are people who deep down want another Holocaust. So they deny the Holocaust, but they want to create an environment to do another one. And deep down, they're happy that it happened. When I studied Gulag denial, and that was really personal to me. And so when we came from the Soviet Union, I was growing up and I saw these people that, Stalin wasn't so bad, and oh, come on, it wasn't that bad, and blah, blah, blah. And then Chomsky trying to deny the testimony of refugees from Pol Pot and stuff. It's not so bad. And so Gulag denial. But then you look at these Gulag denialists and you begin to realize these are people who want to perpetrate another Gulag. Then when you study jihad denial, then the people denying what Islam really is and what jihad really is, then you really look deep into their heart and you realize what they actually want. And so I'm very interested in this. The protests are peaceful. And while they're saying the protests are peaceful, you see people like throwing boulders at police officers' heads, and you see these fires. And tell me a little bit about the psychology of saying that protests are peaceful when they're deadly, and really deep down what these people really want.
Well, you're absolutely right. They want a revolution.
Yeah.
And what they want to do is damp down the two things, damp down the opposition to that revolution. Oh, it's just peaceful. We just want a fair go for the immigrants, you know. We just want families to stay together. No, they want a full-blown revolution. They want to overrun the country. It's like before World War II, we had isolationists here, and they'd say, "Oh, we don't favor the Nazis," or saying we shouldn't get involved in opposing the Nazis, right? No, we don't support the Nazis. They did support the Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
No, Lindbergh was the leader of that, went to Germany multiple times, got a major honor from the Nazi party. No, no, we don't support the Nazis. And
Mm.
it's like the isolationists here now. No, we don't support Iran. We don't support Putin. We don't support the Muslim Brotherhood. Damn right they do. Damn right they do, either
Mm.
for money or for ideology. These people
Mm.
who say this are lying through their teeth. They absolutely support the enemies of America.
Mm.
Absolutely. So this whole and the other little thing here is communists, the peace movement is always controlled by communists. And
Mm.
I know this from a friend of mine who studied in the Soviet Union at Lenin's Institute for Higher Learning. And the Soviet instructor, this was back in the 80s, said, where there are many intelligent people in the Soviet Union, brilliant people, but nobody has ever come up with a weapon as powerful as the peace movement.
Mm.
So, but you got to, what's the definition of peace to them? The definition of peace is no more opposition to communism.
Mm.
The definition of peace to Iran is no more opposition to the mullahs. We think of peace as friendly relations and everybody gets on. They think of peace as conquest. They've won. So there is no opposition, there is no resistance. And so when they talk about peaceful protests, it is peaceful to them because it's bringing a greater peace in the end, where there will be no opposition to their regime, will there be no opposition to their communism or their Islamic supremacism or whatever they're pushing. So it's a scam designed to make it think it isn't as bad as we've been told, and but the code word to the perpetrators is, we know what this is about. We're going for peace. Yeah, we're all about peace. We want to conquer you so you can no longer resist.
Trevor, words of.
Another example is The communists are always talking about democracy. That's why the North Korea is the People's Democratic Republic. East Germany was the German Democratic Republic. They're all about democracy. When we think of democracy, we think of rule of law, representative elections, and I'm a Republican, not a. I don't believe in democracy. I believe in a constitutional republic. But most Americans have a favorable idea of the term democracy. But what democracy means to a Marxist is democracy is the rule of the people. Who are the representatives of the people? The Communist Party is the representative of the people. So democracy is ruled by the Communist Party. That's
Yeah,
what they mean.
yeah.
That's not what we understand.